We have alert day in the forecast, and we're going to tell you the details and timing of those storms coming up.
Plus, the lights and the AC still off for more than 1,000 area residents, where MG&E is at on turning the power back on.
Also, new developments in a body found along a Dane County highway. What investigators believe happened.
Good Wednesday morning, everybody. Welcome to News 3 Now this morning. Thanks for waking up with us. I'm Leah Lynchide.
And I'm Chris Stanford. Thanks for joining us. Power crews continue to restore service to many MG&E customers this morning who've been without since Monday afternoon. Utilities
have still not been restored to just about 1,500 customers around the city. At last count, we're at 1,572 households without power. Overnight, MG&E says it hasn't seen this kind of damage for more than 30 years. And the number of separate incidents here is extremely rare for our area. Here's a live look at where those outages are in the Madison area this morning. Those blue dots, plenty of them, represent smaller outages, up to 50 households per blue dot. You can just barely see that orange dot on the near west side, near Hilldale. That represents the most outages right now, between 200 and 1,000. MG&E says power will not be restored for all of these folks this morning. We are continuing to communicate with MG&E, though, to check on when these folks can expect their power back on some of the hottest days of the year this week. We will push real-time updates to our news app as we learn more.
All right, let's check in with Julian C. right now because we have another risk of severe weather today. He is tracking it this morning. Hey, Julian.
That's right, Chris. And as we can see from our radar, we're not looking at anything severe, but we were seeing some storms starting to fire up from Iowa, pushing their way into a northeasterly track, which has tracked its way into parts of central and northern Wisconsin. As we take a closer look, just near Eau Claire and north of La Crosse, we've been looking at showers and storms throughout much of our morning hours. But as you can see, just in front of it, on the eastern side, near southern and central Wisconsin, we've been relatively dry throughout the morning, and that's going to be the case for us until we get into the later part of this afternoon. Now, just take note, folks, we had an enhanced risk since yesterday for much of southern Wisconsin, or into Wisconsin for itself. But now that has expanded itself into more northern areas and past Dane County in itself, including parts of Rock and Greene County as we go into the rest of today. So that's where we're going to be focusing our attention, but we're not going to be ignoring outside of it either, because we do have a chance of seeing either a tornado, hail, and also some winds that could be damaging for those areas just outside of that pinkish color on your screen, that salmon-like colors, where we're going to be looking at the best risk for seeing those three threats as we get into the rest of our afternoon. But until then, most of today is going to be relatively quiet, but that's what's going to be our catalyst for us, as we're going to see plenty of sunshine throughout the morning and going into the early afternoon, especially for southern Wisconsin. That is once again going to add convective fuel for us to start to see strong or even severe storms as we get into the later part of today. So as things are starting to fire off into the north and central, we're not going to start to see it fire off for us here in southern Wisconsin near Madison until about the later part of this evening and going into tonight. It's going to be around the early part of tonight, though, because as we get into close to midnight, those storms will move their way out, or at least push themselves more southeast near the Milwaukee area for us by the time we get into the later part of tonight. So once again, make sure that you're preparing for your severe weather plan and you're ready to go. And also on top of it, have multiple ways to receive alerts. And so you're staying weather aware throughout today, because we are dealing with storms, but we also got to deal with the heat. Another alert day in effect for us as we get into for the heat and severe storms for us throughout the course of today. A heat advisory is in effect from Dane County areas to the northeast and near the state-Illinois line for us until 8 p.m. this evening. So the bottom line is, on top of the heat, once again, we're going to be reiterating, make sure that you stay hydrated, wear light clothing, and you limit your time outdoors and find your designated cool areas. In addition, make sure that you're not leaving any pets or children inside of your vehicles either. But aside from today, folks, the good news is, once we're done with this alert day, smooth sailing heading into the weekend, especially for Father's Day. We're going to be on the warmer side, but we're looking at dry and summer-like conditions for us, which would be perfect for some grilling weather, guys.
Yeah, that sounds good. All right, Julian C. Wright, thank you very much. So along with those storms today, serious heat is still going to be a problem.
McKenna Alexander joins us live with a look at how quickly this heat can turn deadly inside a car. Good morning, McKenna.
Yeah, you too. We've mentioned it all week long, and we're going to keep mentioning it all summer, and we're definitely mentioning it today. Never leave pets or people inside a car. Now, we always see the numbers, right, of how fast a car can heat up in weather like this. We see the temperatures rising, we see the numbers, we see the graphs. But I decided to actually go ahead and do a little experiment to see what I would get just on a regular day, such as yesterday. So yesterday afternoon, I parked a car in direct sunlight. Then I took a thermometer and placed it just on the dash. So at that point of the day, the outside air temperature was 98 degrees. After just 10 minutes, the thermometer read 108. After 20 minutes, it already topped out at 120 degrees. So who knows how hot it really got? The thermometer couldn't even read it that high. So this was during very hot temperatures. But the danger is still present, even just your typical summer weather. According to the National Weather Service, if the outside air temperature is just 80 degrees, then the temperature inside a car will rise to 99 degrees in just 10 minutes. After 20 minutes, it will have increased to 109 degrees. After 30 minutes, 114 degrees. Then after just an hour, the temperature inside a car will be 123 degrees, and that's more than 40 degrees higher than the outside air temperature. So obviously, very serious issue. Make sure you are checking the back seat, checking the trunk, checking everything. Do not leave anyone or any pet inside the car today. If you also need a place to stay cool, Madison does have several cooling centers around the city, so make sure you take advantage of those.
All right, McKenna Alexander, thank you very much. Back to those cooling centers. They will be open again today in Dane County for anyone looking to escape the extreme heat. The Alliant Energy Center's Coliseum is keeping their doors open through 5 p.m. At Madison College, we caught up with a family who lost power all day.
This had happened last week. We would have just stayed at home and made do, but with a day like this, it's nice to have a place to have reliable air conditioning.
The house is getting more and more uncomfortable as the hours go by, so it's really nice to be out here.
The Red Cross is in full gear this week, too. Volunteers were there at Madison College at the gym for 16 people who had to get out of their damaged apartment building nearby. The Red Cross says none of those people needed to use the shelter overnight.
Lots of cooling centers are open in our area for that extreme heat today. Middleton's police department and library will also be open to the public. The Portage Municipal Building and Library are both open, and Platteville City Hall in Grant County open from 8 to 4:30. In Rock, Beloit's Library on Eclipse Boulevard is open as well.
Continuing coverage this morning of the Dane County Sheriff's Department's investigation into a death investigation. They say this man, 30-year-old Logan Goose, was found along County Highway Road Double M last week in the ditch. A passing truck driver spotted the body last Wednesday near Highway A. Investigators believe Goose was hit by a vehicle the day before on Tuesday. The county medical examiner confirmed Goose died of blunt force trauma. Now, you may remember investigators put out these photos asking for help, looking for a 1996 to 2002 Chevy Express van. Police say they have found that vehicle and they are interviewing the owner. No word, though, on any potential charges, but investigators say more information will be released later.
New this morning, a 28-year-old Middleton man has been arrested after a disturbance at a McFarland bar. It happened at Burns Tavern yesterday morning. Witnesses say the man pointed a gun at another man who was intervening in a disturbance between two women. Nobody was hurt here. The man was arrested on tentative charges of being armed while intoxicated, pointing a firearm at a person, and recklessly endangering safety.
New this morning, 2 semi-truck drivers are dead after a head-on collision in Racine County. You'll see video here showing the fire that erupted shortly after the collision. A woman that lives nearby to the crash said that she heard about 8 explosions. Authorities say a semi-tractor pulling a flatbed trailer on Highway 11 crossed the center line, colliding with the semi pulling a tanker.
In Milwaukee, the city's police department is installing bulletproof glass in all of its district lobbies. The decision comes 4 months after a gunman entered District 5 and opened fire. Since then, the department is unveiling plans to install those bulletproof glasses in each lobby by early July. The assistant chief there says the decision wasn't made lightly.
This incident was very traumatic to our employees. We took that very seriously. As an agency, we went out and solicited the input from not only the citizens for Milwaukee, the elected officials, hearing their concerns, the concerns of our employees.
Milwaukee police say the new 1 1/4 inch thick floor-to-ceiling glass will be placed at the front desk of every precinct, funded by donations. It'll cost just about $260,000 to install.
On Capitol Hill, the House has passed a bill that would extend security protections to the immediate family members of U.S. Supreme Court justices. It's already cleared the Senate, so now it heads to the president's desk. It comes after a leak of the draft majority opinion that would strike down Roe v. Wade. The leak sparked public outcry and led to an increase in protests. Just this month, a man was arrested near Justice Brett Kavanaugh's house in Maryland.
The House Select Committee investigating the January 6th attack on the U.S. Capitol has an adjustment to its schedule. The hearing, originally planned for today, now postponed. Sources say a technical issue led to the delay. The committee's work is expected to resume tomorrow. On Monday, the committee had detailed how then-President Trump refused to listen to his advisors, who told him he had lost the 2020 election.
Time is 6:09. Coming up, a special connection for Sun Prairie baseball. Why this season is one they won't ever forget.
And we're in the 608 this morning at Rock and Wool Winery talking about the first Ferraro Fest coming up this weekend and how it's benefiting the road home in Dane County when we come back.
The biggest mattress savings are happening now at Ashley's $20 million truckload sale. Save up to $1,000 on luxury brands and bonus discounts only available in store. Plus 60-month special financing and fast 5-day delivery on in-stock mattresses. Don't miss it at Ashley.
The Grammy-winning songs. The Tony-winning moves. Ain't Too Proud. The life and times of the Temptations. At Overture Center, June 14 through 19. Tickets at overture.org.
At Pick and Save, we believe it takes the right team to bring you fresh produce. That's why we partner with farmers who grow only the best. Because working together is truly what it takes to be fresh for everyone. Pick and Save, fresh for everyone.
Oh, love that Chevy Blazer. That's our next SUV. Love that Equinox. That's our next SUV.
Nice Trailblazer.
It was love at first sight. What?
The Chevy family of SUVs. Find new options. Find new roads.
Qualified lessees can sign and drive this Equinox for around $340 a month. Tax, title, license, and dealer fees are extra. Find new roads at your local Chevy dealer.
When cleaning your air ducts, it's important to clean the entire system. An air duct cleaning from Stanley Steamer removes pounds of trapped dirt, dust, and allergens from your home completely. The cleaning improves your home's indoor air quality, keeps your home cleaner longer, and can even improve the efficiency of your HVAC system. We want you to have the cleanest and healthiest indoor air possible. So call for a free inspection today.
Stanley Steamer gets your home cleaner.
Don't wait until the weekend to enjoy a thick charbroil steak made to your liking. Make a weeknight steak night at High Point Steakhouse, Southern Wisconsin's premier supper club. Well worth the short drive to Ridgeway.
When pain says it's time to go home, I say, not yet. Aleve, who do you take it for?
There's a reason President Trump endorsed Tim Michels for governor.
I'm not a politician. I'm a businessman who helped build a great Wisconsin company and created thousands of jobs.
President Trump called Tim Michels an America First conservative who will support the Second Amendment, honor law enforcement, and stand strong against the woke mob.
If you want to see Madison turned upside down, then I'm asking for your vote.
Tim Michels, endorsed by President Trump for governor.
Massive savings are happening now at Ashley's $20 million truckload sale. Get doorbuster discounts up to 71% off, plus 60-month special financing with no money down on all in-stock merchandise. And bonus discounts only available in store. Don't miss it at Ashley.
You are watching News 3 Now this morning.
Back, folks, we're in the 608 this morning with a preview of an event happening this weekend in Columbia County that's giving back to the community.
Josh Breider is live at a beautiful location in Poynette this morning to tell us all about it. Hey there, Josh.
Hey guys, good morning. Yeah, we're live at Rock and Wool Winery this morning in Poynette. Take a look at where we're at this morning. This is an old barn that has really been transformed into something beautiful. This is where that Ferraro Fest is going to be happening this coming Saturday. They're hosting it right here at Rock and Wool Winery. We've got Sean, the owner here, and Samira, one of the organizers of this event. Sean, let's start with you. You guys have been here for a few years now, and I mean, this is a beautiful space. Where are we standing right now?
Right now, we're in our official tasting room.
This is the first room we built out of this barn, which is over 100 years old, and the whole concept was to try to make it look like the old barn, stay like the old barn, because I really think barns are the skyscrapers of like the Midwest.
This is beautiful. It's got that rustic feel, which honestly, when you kind of go with wine, it's the kind of the perfect pairing, right?
I think so. I mean, I think wine is about the culture, the land, and who we are. And to me, an old barn in the country, that's what I think of Wisconsin. Nice people, talking, enjoying themselves, kicking back, and having a glass of wine.
So when you had the opportunity to partner with Ferraro Real Estate Team to be able to put on this event this weekend, Ferraro Fest, you know, what was going through your mind?
Well, first, I've dealt with them before, and they're just wonderful people, and I know they care a lot about the community. So to me, that was just a perfect combination, because I think they've always liked that about us, is that this is community spirit, and we get together to help people and do the right thing, and this Ferraro Fest is going to be something wonderful. It's going to help a lot of people, and it's just a great fit, and makes me happy we have the winery for that.
So, Samir, you're one of the organizers for this event coming up this Saturday, and there's really a big mission behind not only just coming out here to have some fun, right?
Right, yep. So the event is going to benefit an organization called The Road Home, which is a local organization that works towards ending homelessness and creating sustainable housing for children and families in Dane County.
So coming up this Saturday, 11 o'clock, what do people need to know other than that they need to just come right here to this location?
Come here. It's going to be a free community event, so everybody's welcome. We'll have live music, a 50-50 raffle, silent auction, cotton candy treats for the kids, petting zoo, bounce house. I mean, things for everything.
So a little bit of everything for everyone. If we want to throw the information up on the screen right now, again, this coming Saturday, 11 to 3 o'clock here at Rock and Wool Winery. If you want to learn more, you can go up to channel3000.com, guys. This is so unique. This is what makes living in the 608 so great, guys. Giving back to the community and also showcasing some of our wonderful local businesses we have out here as well, guys. So a lot to look forward to here coming up.
And we have some gorgeous weather in the forecast, too. It would be a great one to get out there and enjoy this event. Thanks, Josh.
Definitely on my list. Remember to let Josh know what inspires you in the 608. You can reach out to him on social media or shoot him an email for a chance to be featured.
Yeah, before we get to that gorgeous weather, though, we are going to need to get through today and all the heat and the risk for severe weather. Julian Seawright's here to break it all down. Hey, Julian.
Absolutely. We have our last day of an alert day for us after the trifecta we've been dealing with. Well, now we're going into our last one. Today, we're going to be seeing and experiencing some high heat once again here in southern Wisconsin. We're forecasting close to around 92 degrees for us. Heat indices will be pushing into the triple digits one last time once again as we get into the rest of today. But on top of it, we have strong to severe storms that are going to be threatening us as we get into the rest of today as well. But aside from that, a heat advisory is in effect from areas in Dane County to the south and over towards the east until 8 p.m. this evening. So again, we've been reiterating it over the last 24 hours. Make sure that you find your cool spots, stay hydrated, and you also stay safe to beat the heat throughout the course of today. Now this morning, we're going to be seeing some cloud cover start to linger, but that's going to open itself up as we get into around the early lunchtime hour. Temperatures will climb into the low 90s, but then since we're going to be seeing that opening, that convective area is going to really start to strengthen us, the chances of us seeing some storms getting into the afternoon and for this evening. It's going to start off early afternoon areas to the west, north, and central, but as we get into the evening hours, that's when we're going to start to see those storms starting to expand themselves, coming in from much of Wisconsin and expanding into Illinois as well. So again, our three things we're going to need to know is we're looking at another hot day and severe storms will be possible for us as we get into our afternoon and evening hours. The good news is, though, once we're done with today, dry and warm weather for the rest of the week, and heading into the weekend, we're looking pretty nice as well. As we take a quick look at our traffic update to get things rolling for us this morning, pretty smooth along the Beltline and over towards the interstate as well. Looking all green to start off our Wednesday morning commute, guys.
All right, Julian Seawright, thank you very much. We appreciate it. 6:18 now. Winning a state championship last year was great for Sun Prairie baseball, but this season, even though it ended earlier than expected, is one two Cardinals in particular won't forget. Jordan Reed caught up with Rob and Davis Hamilton for the story.
Over 25 wins this season, earned the top seed at state, and not looking to slow down.
Just trying to bring home another gold ball was what we're really all focused on.
That level of success can be attributed to several factors, but the main one is this group's bond.
Team chemistry is really important, and maybe even more so this year because of the wide variety of Class kids in various classes that we have on this team.
We really have, as a team, just come together and become a really close-knit group, and it's been a lot of fun. So it's been a really good month that we've had, and we're going to hopefully keep it going.
But as the end of the season gets closer, it also means the end of something else. Davis being coached by his dad.
It's obviously the best to be coached by one of the best ever to do it. So to have him as a dad as well, to be able to go home and talk to him about baseball and have him as a person to be there for me, it's really special.
So much so that his standout moment of his Cardinal career.
Last year after winning the state championship, being able to just give him a hug and just like having him be there for me as a coach and as a dad, just being proud and knowing that we did accomplish something that we've set out to do for a long time.
Something that neither of them will forget.
It's choking me up, but it's been awesome. Yeah. And you can't put it into words. I just know how much he's put into it, and it's been a ton of work, and he's being rewarded with it. They all are, and so that's what's so special.
As they try to repeat as champions. In Sun Prairie, Jordan Reed, News 3 Sports.
It's pretty neat. Coming up, we're ranking some of the worst jobs to have on a hot day.
And ahead in our next half hour, a 25-year-old Rock County cold case solved. Stay with us.
This portion of News 3 Now is brought to you by Shopko Optical.
I don't think it's here for the burger. This summer, prime rib is the star. Bite into the new Primal Angus Thick Burger at Hardee's. See Jurassic World Dominion now in theaters.
Those brave men and women of our armed forces, generations of them. Why should today's burdens fall back onto them? They were there for us. Now let's be there for them. Your local Wisconsin energy providers and the Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund are working together to deliver Wisconsin veterans in crisis heat, power, and help staying in their home. But they can't do it alone. Donate today.
Shop with the fan experts at Madison Lighting to choose a quality fan that really cools your space, indoors or out, and you'll love the chic way it looks. All fans are on sale till June 20th at Madison Lighting on Watts Road.
Contact Culligan, your local water expert.
Can a cream really reduce wrinkles? In blind clinical testing, more than 100 women tried Revitalift Triple Power Moisturizer following a dedicated clinical protocol.
A dermatologist showed me my results. It was pretty astonishing to see that my smile lines and the wrinkles have diminished.
It is proven Triple Power visibly reduces wrinkles, firms, and brightens.
A few of my friends saw me. They're like, wow. I saw results in 1 week. It really made me feel and look a lot younger. It absolutely works.
Revitalift Triple Power Moisturizer from L'Oreal Paris.
It does what it says. Simple as that.
Hey, this one's free. Car in front of you pay for it.
The best things in life are free.
This is the greatest day of my life.
Just wait till she hears about free installation from Feldco.
Free installation? Free installation on windows, siding, doors, and roofing. Plus, no interest until 2024. That's something to get excited about.
Free installation ends soon. Call now.
Quality windows, siding, and doors. Call 866 for Feldco.
It's Wow Wednesdays at Hy-Vee. This Wednesday, get Hy-Vee Choice Reserve Sirloins, 2 for $5. Roma tomatoes, only 49 cents a pound. Hy-Vee potato chips, only 99 cents. And Body Armor sports drinks, 10 for only $10. Plus a 10-cent fuel saver. Wednesday only. For more ways to save on hundreds of items every day at Hy-Vee, check out our monthly catalog, our weekly ad, and scan the QR code to visit HyVeeDeals.com for even more deals.
Traffic is horrible.
Great. Time for another one of these.
Bite into the new Primal Burrito or Biscuit with prime rib at Hardee's. See Jurassic World Dominion now in theaters.
We're back sharing Kristen's morning, and she's got a great one, doesn't she, Leah?
My goodness, this is straight out of my dreams. Heavens.
What a sunrise, too. Lovely,
yeah,
lovely picture there, Kristen. This was taken in Monticello, I believe. So, thank you. Share your morning with us. Use the hashtag MyNews3Morning when you post on social media. We'll find our favorites and share them on the air.
Just a gorgeous shot there.
Really is. All right, with as hot as it's going to get today, I came up with a list of the 6 worst jobs to have working outside on a hot day. Last hour, we went through 6 through 4. It was field reporter for TV, painter, and an electrician. Now, third on my list is a chef or a fry cook. You're standing over some boiling oil all day on a hot day, especially if you don't have AC inside. What a terrible job to have on a hot day. Number 2, road construction. All those workers out there on the asphalt, like if you're, I think I screwed up the graphic. Can we just go ahead and put up? Nice. I apologize.
Nice.
I think I flipped the graphics around.
But I agree with this.
Those road construction workers, they have it tough on days like today. You always see them out there chugging all the water and everything, and laying asphalt, and that stuff's hot enough as it is. Number 1 on my list, roofer. Working on a roof on a hot day, that's just got to be terrible. There's a couple that I left off the list. A firefighter would obviously be really tough on a day like today. And a meteorologist. People like Julian have it really tough on a day like today, right?
I'm curious why you think that, though. You know, I like to stay on the cooler side of things.
Don't you take a lot of crap?
I'm never right. That's the whole thing, isn't it? But
how many different ways can you come up with to say that it's going to be hot outside?
Oh my gosh, yeah, we've been talking about that actually, because after today, I'm going to have to be as creative as possible.
For 3 days.
Oh my gosh.
It's going to be hot, folks. What do you want me to tell you? It's 96 degrees outside. It's going to feel like 100.
An encyclopedia, thesaurus. Merriam-Webster needs to be on the phone immediately for me because it's time to get creative after today. But today, folks, we have the alert day for 2 reasons. We have the heat, and we have some storms that are looking to roll and fire their way up as we get into our late afternoon and evening hours. So make sure you're prepared for both of those for today. But then afterwards, as we were joking about, but I'm not necessarily joking, it's going to be a dry and quiet one. Again, it's going to be warm. It's going to be nice, but it's not a whole lot of activity for us. It's a nice forecast because this weekend for Father's Day is going to be gorgeous for us, even though it'll be into the middle 80s, guys.
All right, thanks, Julian. Stick around, folks. We'll be back right after this.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Some ideas seem good, but aren't.
Maybe these guys will buy our house.
What could go wrong?
Like rookie home buyers who can lower or cancel offers without notice. We Buy Ugly Houses won't reduce or cancel our firm cash offers before closing. Call or click to sell quick.
Update your home from ceiling to floor at Menards. Ultra-thin wafer downlights from Juno are easy to install anywhere without the need for recessed housing and provide bright, energy-efficient light. Right now, save 11% on all recessed lighting. Get the floor of your dreams with Shaw. From soft and luxurious carpet to durable laminate flooring and waterproof vinyl plank, we've got the perfect look for you. Get 11% off all Shaw flooring at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
Migraine hits hard, so you hit back with Ubrelvy. You level up. You won't take a timeout. 1 dose of Ubrelvy works fast. It can quickly stop migraine in its tracks within 2 hours without worrying if it's too late or where you are.
Unlike older medicines, Ubrelvy is a pill that directly blocks a protein believed to be a cause of migraine. Do not take with strong CYP3A4 inhibitors. Most common side effects were nausea and tiredness.
Migraine pain relief starts with you. Learn how AbbVie could help you save. Ask about Ubrelvy, the anytime, anywhere migraine medicine.
How do you use your energy? Giving back to your community? Fueling your drive to deliver hope for neighbors in need? At Alliant Energy, we're creating more clean, renewable energy every single day to power what matters to you. Because even during the most powerful moments in our lives, we're not thinking about power. We're thinking about a brighter future. Alliant Energy, powering beyond.
Here's why it's smart to custom order your Ford SUV, because custom orders receive priority. You'll get an extra $1,000 order bonus plus incentive protection, guaranteeing you the best offer now or at delivery. And the features you choose. Want an EPA estimated 41 combined MPG in an Escape Hybrid? A 12-inch touchscreen in an Edge? You got it. Choose FlexBuy on a 2022 Ford Escape or Edge SUV and get 0% financing for 66 months plus $1,000 retail order cash.
There are moments in life, special moments, moments to share, moments to celebrate. Share the love. Celebrate the moment.
Diamond Select, downtown Stoughton.
Some ideas seem good, but aren't.
Maybe she could sell her house.
What could go wrong?
Like listing your house, then dealing with all the trouble, expense, not to mention closing costs. We Buy Ugly Houses can buy your house fast for all cash as is with no hassle. Call or click to sell quick.
Right now, record heat impacting drivers this week, where you need to avoid buckling pavement in the area.
Also, a tragic development in the search for a missing boy swept away in floodwater. Whose search and rescue teams will continue looking for today?
And one more alert day for the week. We're looking at heat and some storm potential. We'll take a look coming up.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to News 3 Now this morning on your Wednesday. Thanks for waking up with us. I'm Leah Lynchide.
And I'm Chris Stanford. Thanks for joining us. It's an alert day. It's going to be hot again today, and there's another risk for severe weather.
Oh, yeah. Julian Z right here now with your certified most accurate forecast. Start us off this half hour. Julian.
We have been tracking some showers and storms throughout the early part of our morning, but as of right now, we are just looking at still just a cluster of some showers, mainly into areas just north of La Crosse and near the Eau Claire area as well. But as we can see, just a small little cluster of a storm has fired up, but for the most part, we're pretty quiet throughout much of Wisconsin as we're starting our morning off for us. But that's just going to be for right now. As we get into the later part of today, we are looking for that risk for severe weather to be quite significant for us in terms of our confidence. We're pretty good at looking at seeing these storms starting to fire off for us as we get into the later parts of the day. Enhanced risk is really encompassing much of southern Wisconsin for us and even central and northern areas as well. Earlier yesterday, we weren't seeing it be too large, but now it has expanded itself to encompass, once again, much of Wisconsin. So as we go in throughout our threat breakdown, this is what we're going to be seeing for us from tornado, hail, and even for some strong to damaging winds. We're going to be expecting that into the salmon-like color area, which is going to be from Madison all the way up to areas into Rhinelander and closer to the northern side of Wisconsin for us. And that's because we're going to see these storms start to cluster and form a line as we get into the later part of this afternoon. But for the morning, it's going to be relatively quiet for us. We're going to see the skies open up quite a bit, which is going to be adding as a catalyst for us for that fuel as we get into the rest of today. Going into this evening, that's when we're going to start to see the storms start to fire off and become a collective unit and start to sweep their way across southern Wisconsin. But again, as we're going to be looking at those storms collectively start to move their way across Wisconsin and even to areas in Illinois, we'll see that bow-like action, which is going to be a key indicator for those high winds to be and damaging winds to be associated with these storms. Aside from that, folks, our alert day is because we have a hot temperatures once again for today, and we're going to be seeing some storms that will be firing off as we get into the later part of our afternoon and evening. Heat advisory is in effect for the highlighted areas until 8 p.m. this evening. So once again, make sure that you are staying cool and finding ways to beat the heat. Limit your time outdoors and find your designated cool areas, and also do not leave pets or children inside of vehicles either. But our three things we're going to need to know: it's going to be another hot day. Storms are going to be possible for this afternoon and evening, but afterwards is going to be smooth sailing as we head into the rest of this week. Temperatures will be into the summer-like feel, which is into the 80s for us, but it's not going to be overly hot, not a lot of humidity either. As we get into this weekend, well, it's going to be pretty picture perfect. Plenty of sunshine, wonderful for Saturday, which is going to be more seasonable, and then for Father's Day, a little bit toastier, but still going to feel pretty good as we're not looking at too much in terms of humidity for Father's Day, guys.
Yeah, it looks like a great weekend. Thanks, Julian. So that alert day for the extreme heat and the risk for severe storms in place, meaning today is an important time to be weather aware.
It certainly is. McKenna Alexander joins us live to give us an up-close look at just how dangerous extreme heat can be. Good morning, McKenna.
Yeah, good morning, you two. Julian just mentioned it a few minutes ago, but whenever it's as hot as today, it's just another reminder to never leave people or pets in cars. Now, I know we've been saying this a ton, and we sound like a broken record, but we're saying it because it matters and because it's so important. You know, we always see the numbers of how hot a car can get after just a couple of minutes, but I decided to go ahead and take those numbers and see what I got myself. So I went ahead and put together a little experiment yesterday afternoon. I started by first placing a car in direct sunlight and then putting a thermometer in the window. Now, at that point in the day, the outside air temperature was 98 degrees. After just 10 minutes, the thermometer read 108. And after just 20 minutes, it topped. Really important that you take those numbers seriously. Now, that's just during very hot temperatures, right? But the danger is present even in just your typical summer weather. According to the National Weather Service, if the outside air temperature is just 80 degrees, which we could be seeing this weekend, then the temperature inside a car will rise to 99 degrees in just 10 minutes. After 20 minutes, it will have increased to 109 degrees, and after 30 minutes, 114 degrees. Then after just 1 hour, the temperature inside a car will be 123 degrees. That's more than 40 degrees higher than the outside air temperature. So with it being so hot today, cooling centers are open around Dane County. Make sure you utilize those if you don't have an air-conditioned or shaded place to be in this afternoon.
All right, McKenna Alexander, thank you very much. Meantime, power crews continue to restore service to many MG&E customers who've been without since Monday afternoon. Up-to-the-minute numbers from MG&E show that 1,200 customers are without power this morning. That is an increase of about decrease of about 500 customers since just earlier this morning. Those outages are still very widespread. MG&E actually says that it hasn't seen damage this significant for more than 30 years because of the number of separate incidents that they're trying to encounter this morning.
The heat also impacting travel. Just this morning, I-39 southbound in Columbia County near Arlington is being repaired for a buckle. That adds to 3 other instances of pavement buckling yesterday. You're taking a look at one that happened on Highway 51 in Dane County. 18151 at Fitch-Rona Road in Madison also had a buckle, and in Sauk on Highway 12 near Sky High Road just outside of the Devil's Lake State Park. South of Baraboo also dealing with pavement buckling there.
Well, a tragic development this morning from Milwaukee. The body of a 10-year-old boy has been recovered from a drainage ditch. He and 2 adults were swept away after Monday's rain. The family has identified the boy as Muhammad Arman. His father and their neighbor who jumped in after him are still missing this morning. The nephew of Zakaria Ghanamea says that he didn't think when he jumped in after the boy and his father.
He took the car and he went all the way down the street. He stopped the car, then he just jumped in the water just to save them. So he was holding on to them.
When the search continues this morning, rescuers will use sonar. Rain in the forecast today would certainly make the efforts more difficult.
For nearly 30 years, the identity of the Riverman in Rock County has been a mystery. Authorities finally able to identify the remains as Carl Isaacs Jr. This comes after the DNA Doe Project announced the case was solved back in 2019, but withheld the name at the request of authorities in Rock County. Well, just this week, the sheriff publicly identified the remains as Isaacs, who had walked away from the Walworth County Jail in April of 1995.
Kind of sad to have to get together and discuss the untimely death of a young individual in our community. But I am glad to finally be able to bring a little resolution to the individual's identity.
Now, identifying the remains took 2 weeks of investigative genetic genealogy analysis.
With this new information comes even more questions. Police said that the investigation moves now from identification to cause of death. Besides belongings found with him, a concert T-shirt and a homemade pendant of a goat head with horns, there are still few things we know about the man. The man that found Isaac's remains was hoping to know more too. He says he still often thinks about the day nearly 30 years ago that started with deer hunting on his family's land.
I walked over to see what I was looking at, and there next to this garbage bag of his belongings was a clothed skeleton. I remember taking my gun and picking up the shirt. You know, there was the skull, you know, completely decomposed.
The sheriff's office says the family is looped in after giving their DNA samples back in 2019.
Happening today, the Federal Reserve is expected to announce its decision on interest rates to help fight soaring inflation. On Monday, the stock market crossed into a bear market. That doesn't necessarily mean a recession will happen, though. There's a distinction between the stock market that has falling rates and the economy where people are still spending money, though inflation is getting out of hand. So analysts recommend anybody pay down their debt and keep their money in the market in anticipation of a rebound.
The Federal Reserve has to thread this needle. They want to slow down the pace of inflation. But by raising interest rates, what's happening is they could actually tip us into a recession if they go too far too fast.
Raising interest rates is meant to slow down spending. So the fear here is if they go too high, people will stop spending altogether.
6:38. As we take a look outside this morning, here's a live look at La Crosse, where it's already been raining. Coming up, we're going to keep tracking those storms headed our way and the possibility some may be severe. More on the threats and the timing coming up next.
Plus, polka beer and soccer. A one-of-a-kind opportunity for you to enjoy tonight as you root on Forward Madison.
And we're hanging with the goats of the 608 this morning. Look at, they're hungry, just like me. We're out here at the Rock and Roll Ridery talking about a big event coming up this weekend, all for a good cause. Stick around.
It's a short drive to big adventure at the National Mississippi River Museum and Aquarium in the Port of Dubuque. General admission gets you access to all exhibits for 2 consecutive days. Plan your adventure at rivermuseum.com.
At McGann Furniture in Baraboo, we know that hardworking people want the most value for their money. When you shop at McGann, we've already sorted out and selected the brands that we feel offer you the most bang for your buck. From young couples just starting out to senior citizens, we offer a huge selection at prices that will fit your budget. Plus, most purchases include free delivery and setup. And remember, at McGann, we don't raise our prices only to lower them later for a sale. Discover the difference at McGann Furniture in downtown Baraboo.
Whether it's game day, movie night, or just a busy day, it's always time for Papa Murphy's. And now you can get any medium 2-topping pizza for just $6.99. That's right. The whole family can get exactly what they want any day of the week for any occasion. Any toppings, any sauce, only $6.99. Now that's meaty yum. If only everything else in life was like our deal. Papa Murphy's. We make great pizza so you can make the pizza great. Order online today at papamurphys.com.
Shop with the fan experts at Madison Lighting to choose a quality fan that really cools your space. Indoors or out, and you'll love the chic way it looks. All fans are on sale till June 20th at Madison Lighting on Watts Road.
Milk chocolate beyond words. Classic recipe by Lindt.
The Spring Green Art Fair is coming June 25th and 26th to downtown Spring Green. Hundreds of artists from around the nation will be there both days. Don't miss the fun and excitement June 25th and 26th in Spring Green.
The Grammy-winning songs, the Tony-winning moves, Ain't Too Proud, the life and times of the Temptations. At Overture Center June 14th through 19th. Tickets at overture.org.
It's time to climb, build, discover, and play at the National Mississippi River Museum and Aquarium's newest exhibit. Live, work, and play in harmony with nature at Forever Forest. Now open. For tickets, visit rivermuseum.com.
A local nonprofit celebrates 10 years.
We are small but mighty.
Eric Franke explains the critical help Geo's Garden gives to families of kids with special needs.
It's amazing to see the impact that Geo's has had.
And what could come next, Thursday on News 3 Now at 6.
News 3 Now is always on.
Download the Channel 3000 app and we will send you local breaking news as it happens.
The Channel 3000 app. Get it now.
Powered by News 3 Now.
In the 608 this morning, we have a preview of an event happening this weekend in Columbia County, and it's going to be a very nice weekend. That's giving back to the community.
Josh Sprider is live in Poinet with more this morning. He's having the time of his life with some goats.
We're feeding the goats in the 608. They already ate all of my food. They're hungry, just like us here on the morning show, guys. So we're talking about the goats because this is going to be part of that Ferraro Fest on Saturday. They have a petting zoo as far as some of those activities that they're going to be going on as the benefit happens this coming Saturday, guys. A huge deal here at Rock and Wool Winery in Poynette. We've got a couple of the organizers here with us, Samira and Brittany here this morning. Brittany, let's start with you. Ferraro Fest, what is it? This is the first of its kind, right?
Yes, we are extremely excited about this event. It's this Saturday, June 18th, 11 to 3. It's just benefiting the road home, and we will have so many activities like the petting zoo that you just saw. We'll have cotton candy, live music, of course wine because it's Wisconsin, and just many more.
You know, you mentioned the road home, Samira. You know, talk a little bit about why it's so important to be able to give back to the community in this way.
Yep, absolutely. So we are super excited to partner with the Road Home this year as our charitable organization to raise money to just work towards ending homelessness for children and families in Dane County.
And it's all about giving back. You know, you guys are part of the for our real estate team. This is kind of your goal, is giving back to those that need it most, right?
Yep, every child deserves a home, right? And so we're working on standing against that, and we know that we have a responsibility to give back to our community. Yep. We love that, and this is just a huge, fun community event, and to give back.
Yeah. So you guys partnering with Rock and Wool Winery. I mean, a beautiful setup out here for an event like this.
We got so lucky. Saturday's supposed to be such a gorgeous day. Sunny, and hopefully you guys can tell us the news for that. But we're going to have a lot of baskets too. So we have around 12 baskets that's going to be a silent auction. This is one of them. This is the big boy for Father's Day. We have a football signed by every single Packer player in 2021. Also, Clay Matthews poster signed, 2 Brewer tickets, some canvas posters, just a lot to offer, and hopefully make a lot of money for the road home.
A little bit of everything for everyone.
Everything, yeah, it's gonna be great.
Wonderful, and we can feed some goats too, right?
Oh my gosh, yeah, my favorite part.
Brittany and Samira, thank you so much. Girls, are we out of food? They were hungry. Look at that, guys. We're having a lot of fun out here in the 608. I know I just got a couple of crumbs left here. Looks like they'll lick whatever they can off of that. Leah, I'm guessing you are quite jealous right now.
Josh, you know me well. Can you bring one back for me?
Oh, my goodness. I don't know if Mark will allow one of those in the news van.
It's going to be a cleaner passenger than I would be, let's be honest. The number of times I've spilled coffee in that poor photographer's car. Oh, buddies. I could just watch this for the rest of the morning.
So cute.
Josh Spreiter. Well, now it's going to freeze on us. All right, Josh Spreiter, thank you very much.
Hey, don't forget to let Josh know what inspires you in the 608. We love showing those animals, so if you got some, let us know. Reach out to Josh on social media or email him for a chance to be featured.
Hoping those little goats, Julian, can stay dry today. Probably not going to happen.
Well, as of right now, they are going to stay on the drier side, but we could see that change as we get into the later part of our afternoon. But we got to focus on the morning, and then we'll get to our afternoon for us. As of right now, the showers are still lingering their way into Eau Claire and just north of La Crosse, but it's starting to lose strength, and we're also starting to lose a bit of that precipitation into the western parts of Wisconsin. So as we get in throughout the rest of today, once again, folks, we have an enhanced risk, which is going to be really encompassing much of Wisconsin for us, from the north all the way down to the south into the tips of Rock and Greene County. That's where we're going to be looking at us to really be focusing and concentrating any of those severe storms to start to fire up for us as we get into the later part of today. Now, those threats, once again, we are looking at that enhanced risk, which is a 3 out of 5. We are looking for tornado, hail, and even for winds to be the main threats for us, to be really into those areas, stretching in from the northern tips of Dane County all the way up and towards past Rhinelander as well. So that's what we're going to be keeping our focus on, but also outside of those areas too, should also stay weather aware throughout the course of this afternoon and going into this evening. But it's going to be relatively quiet until we get into the early afternoon. That's where western parts of central and northern Wisconsin are going to start to see some of those storms already firing up for us. But as we get into closer to the evening hours and going into tonight, that's when we're going to start to see those storms really become more of a collective and start to sweep their way through, bringing in some damaging winds and potentially the other threats as well. So make sure that you're staying weather aware and you have multiple ways to receive alerts throughout the course of this evening and going into tonight. Back to you guys.
All right, Julian Seawright, thank you very much. We appreciate it. Happening today, a highly anticipated friendly between Forward Madison FC and the German club Paderborn. It's Forward Madison's first international friendly of the season, and the first time since 2019 the club has faced off against a German opponent.
It's always a fantastic opportunity to test yourself against a higher level club, a club, with the backing and the support that Paderborn have. From that perspective, it's a challenge, but we're also very excited to take part in the contest.
Starts tonight at 7 at Stevens Field. The polka band is playing pre-match, and there's a variety of German beers and food available. You can also buy a special ticket package. For $30, you get a commemorative beer stein, a ticket to the match, and a beer voucher.
How could you say no to that?
Yeah, exactly.
Sounds like a great time.
All right, 6:48 now. Coming up in the morning sprint, big news coming out of the Federal Reserve today. How big of a raise in interest rates we can expect.
If you got a little kiddo turning 3 soon, let us know so we can show their picture on TV. And today we want to say happy birthday to Cora, Paulina, and Hattie. Happy birthday.
Look Who's 3 is sponsored by Three Bears Resort, Indoor Water Park and Conference Center in Warrens, Wisconsin.
When the family can't get enough of your signature dish, get everything you need with Pick and Save free pickup with no surprise fees. So start your cart today. Pick and Save, fresh for everyone.
We're not just massage envy. We're also facials that get your skin glowing envy. We're talking, dang girl, you look good kind of envy.
All right, tell me your secret and lunch is on me.
Because a regular massage envy facial routine is an amazing way to look better. Massage envy facials, where better begins.
I got nothing to eat.
Nothing.
Hold on, I can do something.
Turning nothing into something.
Turning nothing into something.
It's amazing what you can do with nothing and a little helpings.
Sarah Godlewski leading the fight.
Between Roe v. Wade, paid family leave, affordable child care, and affordable senior care, if you had more women at that U.S. Senate table, they'd be prioritizing things like that.
Sarah Godlewski, straight talk about Ron Johnson.
We do not want politicians like Ron Johnson making healthcare decisions for women and affecting our freedom.
Sarah Godlewski, the best chance to rid the Senate of Ron Johnson.
I'm Sarah Godlewski. I approve this message.
I'm Rebecca, and you might know me from reality TV.
And this was my stubborn body fat that I just couldn't get rid of. But then I went to Sono Bello, and they permanently removed my body fat in just one visit.
It is so intensely gratifying for one visit to make this big of a change. It's amazing.
Sono Bello's board-certified surgeons use micro-laser technology to safely target and remove your diet-resistant fat cells permanently on your stomach, hips and thighs, back, and so much more.
It feels incredible to look down and it's flat. Thank you again, Sono Bello. I'm so happy.
Schedule your free, no-obligation consultation and find out how you can get $250 off instantly. Call 1-800-595-1532 or go to sonobello.com.
Back again at Ho Chunk Gaming Madison with another big winner.
We're here with Pete, who just won $50,000 on progressive slots. How did you do it, Pete?
Well, first off, you get your rewards club card. You put that in the slots, the slot of your choice, of course. Now there I am. I'm seeing that machine. It's looking at me. We're vibing, and
it's vibing.
It's
okay.
vibing with me, and then I start pressing buttons. Mash those buttons, as many buttons as you can press.
Buttons. There you have it, folks. Advice from a winner.
Well, I guess it's all about the buttons. Who knew?
Ho Chunk Gaming Madison.
With the Pick and Save app, you can get personalized coupons on top of weekly sales, all for prices that are lower than low. Pick and Save, fresh for everyone.
We're Brothers Maine, and we want you to feel like family here.
6:52 time for the morning sprint.
Day 3 of alert days today for potentially severe storms. Julian Seawright starts us off.
That's right. Severe storms and potentially some heat that will be pushing indices back into the triple digits for us once again. So it's going to be hot throughout much of our day, and then we have severe storms right behind it that we need to prepare for. Aside from that, though, folks, we have a heat advisory in effect for the highlighted areas until 8 p.m. this evening. And as you're planning out the course of the day, just know it's going to be pretty quiet until we get into the afternoon. As we reach into those lower 90s, thanks to that sun we're going to be seeing, it's going to be looking at some fuel for our storms that will be coming in later into this evening. Back to you guys.
Julian, thank you very much. There are a number of cooling centers across the community opening up this week. Madison College on Wright Street will be open until this afternoon. Middleton has several shelters open, including the police department and library. The municipal building and library in Portage both open, and to the west, Platteville City Hall is open from 8 until 4:30 today. In Rock County, Beloit's Library on Eclipse Boulevard is open as well.
Today, the Federal Reserve could announce its biggest interest rate hike since 1994. The U.S. Central Bank is using rate increases in hopes of taming inflation. If the Fed raises target rates by as much as 3/4 percentage point, the move would put even more pressure on Americans who rely on credit cards and take out home and car loans. After today's expected hike, the Fed will likely forecast additional ones through the end of the year.
A Wisconsin woman is serving 30 months in federal prison after pleading guilty to planning to distribute methamphetamine. According to the Department of Justice, Tanya Greenwood from North Freedom was sentenced yesterday. She will have to serve 5 years of supervised release following her prison sentence. According to authorities, she sold meth throughout Sauk County between January of 2019 and May of 2020.
Historic flooding is forcing officials at Yellowstone National Park to order all visitors to leave. Bridges and roads have been washed away. The raging river is chipping away at the riverbank. Some people had to be rescued from their homes by emergency crews because of the flooding. Drinking water there has also become unsafe.
Flag Day offering the chance for a double salute in Rock County this week. In Janesville, VFW Post 1621's Honor Guard led a flag-raising ceremony. It helped relocate and use 3 flagpoles from the former Janesville General Motors auto plant. The poles now stand outside of the Rock County Historical Society. The 3 flags that will fly there: the American flag, the Wisconsin state flag, and the City of Janesville flag.
Badger Volleyball announcing their Big Ten schedule for the upcoming year. Of course, the big match that everyone's waiting for is the Florida match at the Kohl Center. They're going to kick off conference play later against Northwestern at the Field House at the end of September. Then head to Minnesota. They'll close out the year with 4 road trips, ending at Ohio State.
The Ocean Navigator cruise ship is headed toward Green Bay on Lake Michigan this morning. The 290-foot ship has been making stops in Marquette and Houghton up in the UP. It's carrying 108 passengers. When they dock, they can head to museums, shops, restaurants, of course, Lambeau Field. Tourism leaders plan to track where the visitors come from, where they shop, and how much they spend to see how big of an economic impact the cruise ship has.
One of the largest manufacturers of baby products is warning consumers this morning about some of its rockers. The issue with the Fisher-Price infant to toddler and newborn to toddler rockers is that at least 13 children have died using them between 2009 and 2021. Fisher-Price says children should never be allowed to sleep in the rockers, and they should always be supervised.
And to close things out for us, it's going to be relatively quiet throughout our morning and for the rest of our early part of our afternoon. But as we get into the evening hours, that's when we're going to start to see things start to fire up for us here throughout much of Wisconsin, starting in from the north, central, and then stretching its way out into southern Wisconsin. Timing, once again, is going to be our late afternoon into our early tonight. So make sure that you have your severe weather plan ready to go, and you're also finding ways to beat the heat throughout the course of today. Aside from that, folks, it's going to be smooth sailing, especially as we head into our Father's Day weekend. So be sure to enjoy the weather after today, but stay weather aware. Thank you for joining us.